COVID represented an inflection point in terms of how the workplace operates. And people are never coming into the office every day again. People are working remotely, people are working at Starbucks, people are working from home. Are there security and productivity challenges associated with that? And are there ways to mitigate it?
You're absolutely right, Steve. People are not going back to the way it was. And this is something that we saw about 12 years ago when we first started Virtual Q. So what we have is a product called the Q Desktop, and it allows clients to work from anywhere on any device. This allows you to have a secure work environment no matter what the endpoint device is, whether it's an iPad, a laptop, a desktop, home PC, kids gaming PC, it doesn't matter. So the new way of working now is a remote work environment that is totally secure and totally available to the user no matter where they are.
Can you explain what a virtual desktop is?
Sure. Virtual desktop is like your desktop on your PC, except it's running from a secure data center. A lot of people call the data center the cloud. It's basically just massive infrastructure, network, servers, everything, a big grid, a power grid of servers that is running your compute environment. So what we did was we installed operating systems, Windows operating systems on there, so that the client could have the same applications they have running on their PC in the cloud, and they could use those on any device, say an iPad or a MacBook. It doesn't matter what the device is.
So this kind of sounds like when we used to have big mainframes and data centers and shared access. Is that what we're talking about?
It's very similar, yes. So except now the big grid of servers allows you to work from a very rich user environment. So you have all the graphics, all the different tools that you have on your high-end PCs are available now from the cloud. You don't need to purchase a very expensive device to work on now. That device could be running from the cloud.
So let me understand, the computer, the data, all that stuff is in the data center.
Yes, it is. So the actual PC environment is running from the data center. It's very secure, it's always backed up. We do backups every 4 hours on average. Also backup off the hardware, so what we call out of band. This protects you from ransomware. And then we take that backup and offload it to an East Coast, West Coast scenario, so that just in case anything happens to the geographic location of your backups or your desktops in the cloud, they can be brought up in those locations and you're always up automatically.
So I know people may have used something like Go to My PC, remote controlling a computer, and it's laggy and you get delays. And that's not what we're talking about, is it?
That's not at all what we're talking about. This is like a giant PC on steroids. This is the most powerful PC that you'll ever use. You can actually expand the PC, the CPU and RAM beyond the physical limitations of any piece of hardware that you can buy. And it's all based on server technology, which is very, very high end.
So the user experience is?
The user experience should be the same or better than the best PC that you can buy. So what we do is we bring the data center as close to the end user as possible. And what that does is allows the latency, or the time it takes for your computer to communicate with the data center, to be as little as possible. And so when you move that mouse and you're typing, you're not going to have to worry about lag at all, because that data center will be within 50 milliseconds of your device.
That sounds great for remote users, home users. Are there any other applications that make sense for virtual desktops?
Traveling users is a perfect use case. Say you have a large office you want to set up in another country. That's a perfect use case. If you have scenarios where you want to just stay ahead of the curve and not have to refresh those PCs every 3 years, you can actually extend the useful life of those end devices. You could use this for business continuity, so say you want to use this as a backup solution or backup solution to what you have today. You can actually use these desktops for that. Also, if you're looking at starting up additional businesses or mergers and acquisitions, this is a perfect use case for that. You can start with a virtual desktop environment and then focus on the integration of the systems over time, but you could get all your users up and running right away. Another thing this provides your business is increased agility. Say you want to open up in new markets, or say something like a pandemic happens again and you need to shut down all of your offices and have everybody work from wherever they are. The agility is built into the solution. Now, this is also a solution for security. So part of the challenges today is that the solutions today are not very secure on the local PCs. If anybody gets exposed on, say, a Starbucks network or their home network, anything on their network can now enter into your corporate device. With this solution, that would be virtually impossible because the entire virtual desktop is completely firewalled from any device that it's sitting on. So we can actually lock that down to be even more secure, so that no end client could copy paste or even print off of that device if that's what you choose.
The agility aspect really sounds impressive. It sounds like geography doesn't matter anymore. You look at situations like after COVID, you have people relocating from New York to Florida or California. Texas, sounds like this would enable that even more.
Absolutely. I like to call myself the chief tester of our company. And I have tested this from Bora Bora, Cancun, Europe, even an airplane flying over the Pacific Ocean. The Virtual Q desktop is available from anywhere, virtually anywhere in the world. And I always say, if the Q desktop doesn't work there, then you probably shouldn't be there anyway.
Is this only for big companies and enterprises?
That's a very good question. So for the price of 5 cups of coffee a month, you can afford a Q desktop. So this is very affordable. We purposely tried to keep it affordable specifically for small businesses. And we have not increased prices in over 12 years, despite inflationary pressures. We've done this as a philosophy to keep this affordable for small businesses and medium-sized businesses.
If I'm interested in virtual desktop, can I get a demo?
Absolutely. Demos are free, and you can sign up for one right on our website at www.virtual-q.com.